On one occasion, David Dortort and his son Fred went rock climbing. They went climbing rock formations in Palm Springs. David told me that they had decided to explore a canyon and found a waterfall against a sheer rock, very steep. Well, David told me that Fred started to climb up the face of the rock, and David followed him. David told me Fred went up the mountain like a little deer, scrambling right to the top. But then David told me, quote, "I got about 3/4 of the way up, and suddenly I was completely paralyzed with uncontrollable fear. After a few minutes, I slowly began easing my way down, literally an inch at a time. My son Fred, by now, had gone up and over the other side and was waiting for me down below. Well, David Dortort came back to the studio, and he told Michael Landon about this. And Michael replied candidly, "You know, I think I have the same problem." So as a result of that conversation, David decided to do a story about a man's seemingly uncontrollable and irrational fear of heights.
Joseph? Joe, listen to me.
Pa, leave me alone.
Joe? Listen to me good.
David Dortort told me as Michael was climbing up on the rocks at Vasquez Rocks, he began to get some of that same fear.
I can't.
Joe, you gotta try.
And what was caught on film was not only acting, but the real thing.
Why, Joe?
I'm afraid.
David Dortort told me he had a conversation with Bill Whitney, and Bill said, "You know, Michael is really terrified up there." And Bill added, "You know, I can understand why. So was I."
But why am I acting like one? Do you know how many times I've come back to this mountain just to get my rifle?
So there's Michael Landon, in perfect physical shape at this time, so agile, fearless. There was nothing physically he could not do, and yet that situation affected him the exact same way it affected David Dortort, and to a lesser extent, Bill Whitney.
Had a whole bunch of people looking for you. And we combed this whole area. And I came up upon you late that night, right up here at Eagle's Nest.
The end result, as you can see, was quite an outstanding show.
I'm not 5 years